everyone. Thank you again for joining me today. My name is Samuel Okashisi. Thank you so much. I hope the weather is favorable wherever you are. It's getting very chilly here in Illinois, America. It's getting some snow randomly, and people are really very cold. You have to turn on the fireplace and all of those stuff. So, wherever you are, if it's chilly, take care of yourself. It's very important. Thank you for this journey to freedom, the freedom the Lord has called us into. And it is my pleasure to be at your service, to expose every traps of the enemy, every tactics the enemy uses to keep God's people bound, because God has a special plan for us to be free, to experience freedom, to pursue our goals, destiny, and purpose. And we will not go back until we manifest everything we are called here to do. Thank you. Last time I talked about addiction, identifying the addictions that we have and the 6 solutions to the addiction. I know you've been so blessed powerfully. If you can just follow the guideline, the steps, the 6 solutions, hopefully the 5 solutions, you don't get to the 6th one when God has to use his power and his force, to make you do it. I hope it doesn't get to that. But I believe you'll be blessed. I believe you're being transformed. And today we'll be looking at something that is also very powerful, very common among humans, a tactics the enemy has always been using from inception. From inception. And it's often work. We talked about seducing through the spirit of lust and money. Lust, which is covetousness, especially sex there. Lust, sexual immorality are used as an example. Now we'll be considering another way the enemy seduces, entices God's people or people generally, to lure them either into sin or into bondage. It becomes sin if you're not careful, and that sin can put you in bondage. It can become a generational curse if you're not careful. That will become a curse from generation to generation. The sins of our fathers, the sins of our mothers. This trap I'm about to talk about can lead to this form of generational curse. So today we'll be talking about mammon. It uses the spirit of mammon, M-A-M-M-O-N, or just say the love of money. The love of money, the love of money. If you look at the book of Matthew 6:24, it says, the NLT version, it says, no one can serve 2 masters. For you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. The King James Version will say, you cannot serve God and mammon. So we cannot serve God and mammon. But NLT says, you cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. So someone can be enslaved to money. I thought money is good. Money is so good, right? It's very important. It's very, very important. We use money for so many things in our lives, to pay our children's tuition, our own tuition, to get educated, to provide electricity, water, food, shelter, the basic needs of life. Even the Bible itself says money answers all things. But then, if you look at it critically here, it says, you cannot serve God and be enslaved to money. That means you cannot serve 2 masters. You cannot serve God or at the same time serve money. You have to be at one side. You serve God and you don't serve money. Or you serve money and you don't serve God. It is mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive. You can't have both. You do one and not do the other. So what is this mammon? Let's look at it. From the Webster's dictionary, what is mammon? M-A-M-M-O-N. Mammon is a false god of riches and greed, according to Webster's dictionary. Mammon is a false god of riches and greed. I will describe it as one of Satan's seducing spirits that entices with the love of money and material things above God's will or purpose. Can you see? two masters above the will of God, above the purpose of God, above the plan of God. Serving money, being enslaved with money. The love of money, of course, we know, is the root of all evil. So that love of money, there's a spirit behind it. There's a spirit behind it. As I said, addiction can also be influenced spiritually by a demonic influence. The last teaching, which requires deliverance, deliverance and cutting the cord through which it comes in, shutting the door. Also, the love of money can also be influenced by this demon called Mammon. This demon called Mammon. If you look at the book of Matthew 4:8-10, you will see there how the demon, of course, this one is even more than the demon. This is the master of the demons, the devil. Matthew 4:8-10. Next, the devil took him, that is Jesus, to the peak of a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. Here is temptation right here. The kingdoms of the world and their glory. And hear what he said. He said, I will give it all to you, Jesus. Only if you will just kneel down and worship me. That is the requirement. It's an exchange, it's a transaction. The devil says, okay, I will give you this wealth, this kingdom, the glory. You will have authority over all of these kingdoms. The glory of this kingdom will be yours. They will be bringing their wealth to you. You will be so wealthy, powerful. You will be in charge on my behalf. You will be my representative. I will give them to you. All I need is for you to worship me. Wow. So worshiping the devil can be so important to the devil that he's ready to give this in exchange of the devil. Why? Because the devil is transactional. The devil is after your soul. Your soul is far greater. He is an asset to the devil. The devil wants your soul. So to get your soul is giving you something. Is offering this, the kingdom and the glory, to Jesus here so that he could receive and retrieve and collect and steal the glory of Jesus, the soul of Jesus, the destiny of Jesus, the purpose for which God sent Jesus to the earth to do. He is trying to prevent that. So to prevent that, he gives a bait. A bait is, I will give you this glory. I will give you this money. I will give you this wealth. Just give me that your soul. I need your soul. So that whatever God has sent you on earth to do will not be done. That is it. It's transactional. Well, how did Jesus reply? Jesus said, get out of here. That means Jesus rebuked Satan. Get out of here, Satan, Jesus told him. For the scripture says, you must worship the Lord your God and serve only him. You know, I said at the beginning, Matthew 6:24, you can't serve two masters. You serve one and despise the other, or you despise the other and serve the other. So you cannot serve God and still be enslaved to money and not be enslaved. You can't do the two together. So let's look at an example of somebody that manifested the spirit of Mammon, how it worked. Let's see somebody that was influenced by this spirit. Genesis 4:1-16. I will try not to read all of that. You can read that later at home. We want to look at Cain and Abel. We all know the story, right? Genesis 4:1. Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, with the Lord's help, I have produced a man. Later, she gave birth to his brother, named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd, while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. Abel also brought a gift, the best portion of the firstborn lamb from his flock. The Lord accepted Abel's and his gift, but he did not accept that of Cain and his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected and sad. 6. Why are you so angry? The Lord asked Cain. Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you. but you must subdue it and be its master. God was even giving Cain here. Something is coming. Danger is coming. This feeling you are having can lead you to a powerful and crazy sin. Can lead you to bondage. Can lead you to sin. So you need to control that your emotion right now. You are getting almost out of line. Then 8. One day Cain suggested to his brother. He didn't listen to God. Let's go out into the fields. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, where is your brother? Where is Abel? I don't know. Cain responded, am I my brother's guardian? This guy is so good. Verse 10. The Lord said, what have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cast and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crops for you. No matter how hard you work, from now on you will be homeless wanderer on the earth. Cain replied to God, my punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land, and from your presence you have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me. Anyway, that was started. We can see the Lord cast him. The Lord cast him, and I bet that cast probably went ahead to his generations, to his descendants, and go and on like that. Why? Because he fell into the trap of the enemy. That feeling, that trap. That's why I'm saying that these are the restrictions the Lord is exposing. These are the restrictions that is keeping people stuck. Some people are falling in line with what Cain did here. And they have received the judgment of God, which has kept them into bondage, which has kept them in bondage. They have received the justice from the Almighty, the judgment of the Almighty. And then Satan will still use this trick again to others who are almost making this step. That is why the Lord has sent me here to warn you, as he warned Cain here. Don't take that action. Master it. It will lead to sin, and that sin will lead to curse. It will lead to judgment, a judgment that will steal your peace. What you are about to do is not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It will, the peace will be taken, and what you will experience after is worse than what the joy and the blessing that you are being tempted that you will receive. The Lord has sent me here today. Do not do that step. Do not go further. Do not go further. It is a warning from the Lord. It is a trap of the enemy to keep you bound. He wants to steal your soul. He is after your peace. He is after your blessing. He is after what he sees what is ahead for you, and he wants to create a shortcut and boycott it by luring you with the present comfort. Present comfort in order for you to live a life of pain in the future. Please heed this warning. This is a warning from the Lord. So we saw how this spirit came in and manifested in the life of Cain by luring him not with sex this time, but see how my brother is being blessed and I am not. God accepted him. God did not accept me. Then he started thinking, and then, the voice started coming. God even was still merciful. He came to warn him, don't do that. To stop thinking like this. And if you have done the right thing, just do the right thing. Confess to God. God, why didn't you accept mine? Oh, and then God explained, if you had done the right thing, you would have been accepted. What he was supposed to do is, okay, next time I will try to do the right thing. How can I fix it, Father? How can I fix it, Lord? I repent of my sin, and I will do the right thing, then I will be blessed. It is not Abel's fault that he was accepted. You just take accountability of what this wrong step you took, confess it to God, and let God show you how you can create the remedy and do it again, and you'll be blessed. It's so easy. It's not the other person's fault. Now let's look at the checklist of the spirit of Mammon. How can you identify the spirit of Mammon, or how can you sense that the spirit of Mammon is at work? Number 1, anxiety and worrying over unmet needs or future. When you are anxious about the needs that are not met, or about your future. How will I be successful? How will I do this? How will I provide this? How will I do that? Worrying and anxiety, it gives the enemy a little, you are being prone to be tempted. You are being prone to be tempted. You are inviting that spirit of mammon to give you a suggestion that is out of line with the will of God, so that you can meet that immediate need. And anxiety and worrying is one of the trap of the spirit of mammon, how you can easily come in. Another one is when you see God's ways as being slow, foolish, or old-fashioned. Oh, God's blessing is too slow. I've been doing this forever. It takes forever to come out. It takes forever for the harvest to come. It takes forever for the food to come. I've been sowing this seed. I've been working this hard. I've not seen any result. When you start making that complaint, having that impression, you are giving chance for the enemy to come in and seduce you with blessing, a fake blessing, which eventually will put you in bondage. The third one is using the size of your income as a measure of your success. Oh, I make this amount. Let's say it's $40,000 a year. I make this $40,000 a year. This is how successful I am. Look at the other person. I'm not successful. Then you start complaining, grumbling, and all of that. You are inviting the spirit of mammon. Ungratefulness for your current blessing. When you are not grateful, when you can't count the blessings you've had in your life, and you are so ungrateful, you feel as if you don't have anything. You feel as if you don't have enough. You feel as if you don't have anything. It is inviting for the enemy to give you a counterfeit solution. It doesn't mean you have sinned, really. It just opens, as God was warning Cain there. Be careful. Sin is around you. Check it. Master it. Master this thought. Stop it. Rebuke it. So that you don't allow sin to come. The thought is not really the sin. It just opens the door for the enemy to now give you ideas that is against the will of God. Eventually, Cain received the idea from the enemy. Kill your brother. Kill your brother. He took your blessing. He probably lied to him. He took your blessing. He didn't deserve it. He took it. He must have played it. He must have manipulated God. He must have done this, must have done that. Like, he took your right from you. It's unfair. Kill it. Can you see? It started from that thought. Ungratefulness for your current blessing. Covetousness, lack of contentment, or greed. Greed, you want to have it all. You want to have it all. All the blessings, all the opportunities, you don't want to share. This one, you don't even want this person to have any. You just want everything to belong to you, so that everyone will come to you and be asking from you, so that you can feel powerful and feel fulfilled while you have others in poverty, in lack. You just want to be the controller. You want to be everything to be yours alone. Greed, covetousness, lack of contentment. 6, unhealthy competition or comparison with others. When you have unhealthy competition with other person, you are giving room for the spirit of mammon to tempt you. Then you will start wishing the other person, the competitor, either to die or misfortune to happen to him or her, or different bad thoughts like that. Before you know it, you can even think of start poisoning the person, to kill the person. This is how the spirit of mammon comes in. Or you kill the person to take the person's blessing. This is the strategy. It opens the door for the spirit of mammon to come in. Shortcut to success, laziness, and impatience. You can't be patient. You are lazy. You don't want to work hard, but you want the wealth. You don't want to work hard, but you want the blessing. You don't want to work as that person works, but you want the blessing the person has. Can you see that? You want shortcut to success. You are 15 years old, you want to be a billionaire. You are 17 years old, you want to be a billionaire. Shortcut to success. That is under the heavens and the earth. Seed time and harvest will not cease. There's a time to sow and there's a time to reap. The last one, unfaithfulness or dishonesty over your affairs. When you're unfaithful, especially when you're in charge of a resource, or maybe you are in charge of a company, or you're in charge of something. Somebody put you in charge of something and you are unfaithful and you are dishonest with it, mismanaging, you are giving room for is a sign that the spirit of mammon is in charge. Or you are opening the room, you are opening the door for the spirit of mammon to have a stronghold in your life. And when you are caught, you will blame yourself for doing that, because the pain you will receive after being caught will be way more than the comfort you received for that short blessing. Some people will not even get the money or the blessing. They will be caught in the process, and you will lose even far way more than you were hoping to receive. These are the traps. Anxiety of unmet needs, seeing God's ways as being slow, foolish, or old-fashioned, using the size of your income as a measure of your success. Therefore, it's so easy for you to start comparing. So other people that are making millions now, it means they are way better than you, or God loves them than you. Different weird thoughts. Ungratefulness for the current blessing you have. Covetousness, lack of contentment or greed. Unhealthy competition or comparisons with others. Competition is good if it is healthy. It inspires you to get better, to work harder, to be more creative. But when it becomes unhealthy, it's when you wish your competitor should die, or the business should crash, or something should happen, or whatever, and you are wishing evil on that person so that you can be better. That is when it becomes unhealthy. Shortcuts to success, laziness, and impatience. Unfaithfulness or dishonesty over whatever you have. Thank you so much. I don't want the video to be too long. Next video, I will now talk about the solution to this spirit of mammon. What is the solution? If you are falling into the trap, or you're about to fall into the trap of this spirit of mammon, what is the solution? God has a solution for everything. God has a solution for everything. Of course, it can lead to sin, but before you even fall into it, there is another way of saying it. There's another way of saying it. Join me in next video. I love you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.